We made it.
We go to the farm, but first we stop by Tractor Supply and we get something. And we're gonna do something with that something in our next video. Going into the Tractor Supply. Drove all the way here. Like this. I swear, they have everything here. We always get so much more snow here. Just got barely even a dusting at home.
I think we could hook up the cable up high in this tree and then pull it, and we might be able to uproot these without having to cut it down, and then we don't have a root ball to deal with when we plant the orchard.
This is the spot where we're thinking we're gonna have some fruit trees down this slope, and then maybe around this sycamore have some pretty berries and any nice useful bushes we can eat.
If we plant them on contour, on lines just on contour about 20 feet apart going towards the woods. Might have to drop down a line of trees over there.
His dad and I were walking. We noticed the hill, it looks all snowy and frozen over, but when we were walking we could actually still feel the mud giving out underneath the snow as we walked. So I can't believe it. It can have so much snow. And the ground still is not frozen. It's still just disgusting under there. And it's almost like I was walking on like Play-Doh. It's not quite frozen mud, but it's not completely gooey. So it's just a weird texture day. They say tomorrow it's supposed to be it's like 47 with like rain and a little bit of like snow, but mostly rain. This place is gonna be gross, and we're gonna be probably doing some work around the house instead. It's kind of funny, this area right here, kind of where our campsite goes, has slightly less snow than the first hill where we were. So I guess that hill is kind of like a cold pocket. This side gets cold at night, but I think during the day, the weather seasons kind of favor that hill for the snow, and I think the hills. And then this is where it just gets really cold at night here. And this today, weirdly peaceful today. Nova, you just had to do that right when I pressed play. The ice is gone. So we're walking to the glade in a different kind of way instead of using the ATV. Normally we go up the hills and we go across the field with the ATV, but it's kind of gross and muddy still underneath all the snow, and we don't want to mess the ground up, so instead we are just taking our nice little trail that kind of borders our neighbor's property, and we'll go up a hill through this sort of rough little trail we've made. I don't know what I'm saying, but we get there. There's all kinds of footprints across that log. That way goes to our neighbor's field, and this way goes up to a little pasture area that wasn't used for soybeans. It was already slightly here, and we just sort of drove over it enough and cut out a couple of big things in the way, and now it's more usable for walking. It's almost like someone tried to use that way. We did? Oh, we're stupid. This way makes more sense. Dad says this looks like a game trail right here. So if we don't have any good footage on the trail cameras, maybe we'll set one up right over here. By this cedar. We're gonna recklessly blaze through the woods on this game trail. Another one we found. Ooh, another hawk. We're thinking this one looks like it goes on contour with the glade, so we're gonna see if this goes there. The goats are gonna have so much to eat. Especially when you see it from Dad's camera. Look at all the brambles and bushes and little trees that goats would just love to eat all day. Way down there is our den, I think. Walking through the woods has given us like a whole new perspective on the things that we've already seen and know about the property. It's funny how from a different angle, going through the woods and looking at the fields, it's all the things we passed by on the ATV without really going through, and it just makes this place seem so much bigger than what we've already driven past all the time. Brace yourself for this next clip. An adorable natural snowball formed from rolling down the side of this tree. Looks like that snow rolled off of this tree. Where are we, Han Solo?
That way to the pond.
Pond? Or this? This is the other side of the woods behind the pond I've never walked on. We got distracted by trail cameras, so we're gonna check the trail camera and then we're gonna check the one we set up kind of near where we had the den. Then we'll go to the glade and check that one as well. Raccoon or possum, I'm not sure. Look at that, it's just barely frozen. The thinnest little bit of ice. So I have been waiting to find a cow bone here. I just thought, well, they had cattle before, right? So there's probably a cow bone somewhere on this property. And we found a bunch of dead deer and deer bones, but I think I did it. This looks like a cow bone. This is huge. This is not a deer. Finally did it. It's like a, I don't know. I don't know what kind of bone, but it's a bone. It's a little creek. This little guy, all the snow is slightly coming down and dropping into it. So Dad had a little trail camera set up by the creek and found some deer poop, so they definitely used this. We found a random egg crate. Yay! Property of Borden. Checking it out. It's funny what you find. I've been caught. It's okay, don't panic. Don't panic. We've seen deer stands, benches where we think they used to have like beehives. A lot of cool stuff.
It was a long walk.
Raccoon? Yoda? Alright, so we're checking the trail camera in the glade. You can tell it has a lot less snow than the rest of the place. It's just kind of funny. All summer long, we never saw the creek with water in it. Now it's like all of a sudden, one day we saw water in it, kind of like midwinter. It's like been flowing constantly ever since. Constantly got water. So it's kind of funny how it either it's dry out or that creek is flowing all the time. So my ambitious goal with this glade is to have, so like you can see that's the little creek in the back of the glade. I want this whole place to be mostly opened up with grass and flowers and just a couple interesting trees. That's my dog going off. Thanks, Maple. A couple interesting trees and just nice hideaway places. But to have it so like you can just like see back down here all the way to this creek. Well, I guess from the right spot on the hill. I just think that'd be so cool to have it all the way to this creek. It would just be really nice. Seeing the growth of all these cedars and these little brambly, horrible trees, let's just say you let your woods grow. The first thing that's gonna come up is like all those little baby trees will come up all at once. It becomes incredibly dense and unmanageable. You can't walk through, animals can't walk through. Doesn't get eaten, kills off all the other things that wanna grow. Eventually they'll maybe outcompete each other, but it'll lead to an incredibly unhealthy little section of woods. And that's kind of what's happened here is all the cedars started growing here around the same time and it's just gotten out of hand. We just walked and there's like green shale. And a little deer trail we were following by our glade. It's kind of weird. It's coming from there and here. Cool. Following the deer trails and we found another creek, a bigger one. Goes through the woods. Oh, there's Maple. Oh, poor thing.